Mango growing myths debunked. This is for people who want to grow mangoes in Mediterranean climates like ours here in Southern California, Zone 10. Let's go. Okay, so the first myth is that because mangoes are a subtropical, tropical tree, you need to baby them and give them extra care and attention. That's not true. Mangoes are tough, they're very adaptable, and especially in our climate here, we're drier. We don't have a lot of the fungal diseases that a lot of mangoes are susceptible to. Our dry weather is a weather that mangoes actually really like. So this is a great place to plant mangoes. They're very tough, as tough as avocado. In fact, I think they're tougher than avocado trees. They can stand more drought than avocado trees, but in terms of cold, they don't like a frost or freeze, of course. They're tropical, subtropical. But what I've noticed is that mangoes that get damaged by freeze or frost seem to bounce back very well once the weather heats up. So they're really tough trees. You don't need to give them a lot of extra care or attention. You don't need to baby them. So plant your mango tree, all right? Especially like if you live, let's say you live about 10 miles inland, away from the coastal influence. That's mango country right there. That's a fine place to grow mangoes because you don't get that coastal fog that mangoes don't like. Mangoes like a lot of heat hitting them. So a little bit away from the coast, mango country. Get your mangoes planted, all right? I'll put the communities like the areas of town, Southern California, parts of Southern California that I think are a great place to grow mangoes. I'll put those in the description down below, okay? So the downside of growing mangoes here is that the rains are reversed. Mangoes are native to places where it rains in the summer and there's monsoonal seasons in the summer. It's when they get a lot of thunderstorms and things. Over here for us in Mediterranean climates, it's reversed. The rains are in the fall and the winter, and the mangoes don't like that. They're not used to that. That's the one downside, I'd say, of growing mangoes here. If those were reversed, this would be the greatest place to grow mangoes ever, okay? All right, let's go to the next myth. Okay, the next myth is that you need to get a grafted mango tree to grow out here. Well, I don't believe that. I think seedling mango trees do so much better than a grafted mango tree. Okay, what happens? You go to a nursery and you buy a grafted mango tree. First of all, you're going to spend big bucks. You're going to spend a lot of money for that grafted tree. You're going to plant it in the ground and you're going to notice something. All it's going to do in this climate is it's going to flower. A lot of its energy is going to go towards flowering because our weather is a little bit colder than mangoes are used to. It stresses them and it encourages them to flower. Flower. And a grafted tree is, especially grafted on a young grafted mango tree, it can flower itself to death. I've killed a lot of grafted mango trees because all of their energy went to flowering and they couldn't sustain their own root system. They couldn't grow. That's where seedlings come in. You plant a seedling, like the ones, there's a row of seedlings right behind me. Look at these. Check this out. Thick trunks on these seedling trees. They're able to establish their root system. They're able to get vegetative growth. Look at all that vegetative growth. It's growing. You're actually going to get a tree. The mango becomes a tree, a grafted mango tree in most cases. Some cases you can get away with it. But in most cases, a grafted mango tree, it won't grow leaves. All it's going to do is flower. Okay, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, AJ, if I plant a mango tree from seed, what if the fruit sucks? Or what if it never makes fruit at all? And I understand that's a valid point. And if that happens, like let's say, for example, this tree right here that was planted from seed from a random seedling I got from Florida. I don't even remember the variety. Let's say it finally makes fruit and the fruit is just bad. And there's always a chance of that. Well, guess what? Now I have a beautiful canvas. Look at this canvas. Look at all these branches that I can now graft onto. Yes, I can make a multi-grafted tree. I can put a graft onto each and every one of these branches and create a beautiful multi-grafted tree that will actually be able to hold its fruit and mature its fruit and ripen its fruit because thanks to this well-established root structure and this nice thick trunk that can be able to hold all of that fruit. And you're going to get this thick trunk and the nice root structure mostly from a seedling mango tree out here in Southern California. All right. Okay. And another benefit of growing mangoes from seed is that some varieties will flower and begin fruiting at a very young age, sometimes around 4 or 5 years old. It's pretty fascinating to see. Some varieties, especially the Southeast Asian varieties, seem to begin flowering and fruiting at a very young age. These are the polyembryonic varieties. There's polyembryonic and monoembryonic. That's an entirely other video. I will do a video covering monoembryonic, polyembryonic mangoes. They're different, but they're different in a certain way. Let's go look at some interesting mango seedlings. Come on. Mango, guys. Woo! Look at that. Beautiful mango. And it's growing on this seedling grown mango tree. This seed grown tree, believe it or not, is 5 years old. I planted this seed in 2018. In fact, I remember the day I planted this seed because this was a very special seedling that I was able to finally get to see. This is a sweet tart mango seedling tree. Look at the thick trunk. This is the power and the benefit of planting seedlings, because they're able to grow much faster, develop a thick, nice thick trunk and a complex branching structure that can be able to hold a lot of mangoes. Check this out. More mangoes. It can hold them because it's grown from seed. A grafted tree would not grow this much. Look at that one back there. Yeah. So all of this from 5 years of growth. This is the power of growing mangoes from seed, people. I hope you can see this. The angle of the sun is not so good. All right, guys, the last myth is that you cannot eat the mango peel, the skin. I don't know where this myth came from. I don't know why people don't eat the peel. It adds so much complexity and texture to the flavor of a mango. People who grew up in countries where mangoes are really popular and common, there's mango trees everywhere, you'll know what I'm talking about. The problem is that mangoes, the skin and the peel, can be very allergic to some people. Some people are very allergic to it because mangoes are distantly related to poison ivy, believe it or not. So some people are very allergic to it, and I wouldn't eat the peel of a supermarket mango because those farmers, those ranchers spray those mangoes with so many pesticides and chemicals that I would not eat that peel from a mango from a supermarket. But this mango here, which I'm holding in my hand now, this is a sweet tart mango. And this was grown without any sprays, without any pesticides, without any harmful chemicals added to it. So the peel of this is absolutely edible, and I think it adds a brand new dimension to the flavor of this mango, this is already a high level, top tier mango, but if you eat it with the peel, you get a whole next level of complexity. All right, so let me cut this open here, show you guys. This mango sweet tart has a very thin skin, a very thin peel, so it's even more enjoyable to eat. You know, there's no problems with eating it here, Here we go. So there's the mango, there's the peel. Oh man. There's something about sweet tart mangoes. It's just like, it's hard to resist. It's such an outstanding flavor. Yeah. Wow. Such a strong flavor, such an overpowering flavor. It can be overwhelming to some people. But this mango is so sweet that when you eat it with the peel, it kind of balances things out. If you eat it just by itself, it's just really, really sweet. But eating it with the skin makes things in balance, all right? Oh yeah. All right, everybody, if you liked that video, give me a like, subscribe. I have a lot more mango related videos coming up, so subscribe so you don't miss all those. All right. Thank you for watching.